Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'll show you how to group nodes and connectors in the Angular diagram component. You will learn how to group them programmatically and dynamically. I will also show you how to add annotations to a group, update the group, and create a nested group. First, I open an Angular application where I have added a diagram component with nodes and connectors. To learn more about integrating the diagram component into an Angular application, please check the Getting Started video linked in the card above and the description below. Let me run this application using the command ngserve. The diagram canvas renders the nodes and their connector. Next, I will show you how to group these two nodes with a connector. In the nodes collection, I add the enode tag and set the ID to group 1. In the app component TS file, I declare the variable children of type string array and assign the IDs node 1, node 2, and connector 1 to the group. Then, I assign this children variable to the group node using the children property. Look here, the two nodes and connector are grouped. Next, I will show you how to add a node to the group dynamically with a button click. To demonstrate this, I add another node to the nodes collection and change the ID, position, dimension, and annotation to node 3. Here, I am going to use the Syncfusion Angular button component. So, I install the Syncfusion Angular buttons package by running the command ng-add Syncfusion ej2 Angular buttons. In the app module file, you can see the button module is automatically imported from the Syncfusion ej2 Angular buttons package and injected into the imports array of ng module. I add the button component by defining the EJS button attribute with the content add group node. As I said before, I want to add a node to the group when a button is clicked, so I add the event click with the event handler add group node. I define the add group node method in the app component TS file. To access the diagram's built-in method, I add a reference to the diagram component. To create the diagram instance, I first need to import the viewChild directive from the Angular core package. Then, using the viewChild directive, I define the variable diagram object to create the diagram instance. I call the addChildToGroup method using diagram instance, where I pass the group node details by specifying the ID as group1 to getObject method, and the ID of the new node as node 3. In the app component CSS file, add the margin style for the button to align it. When I click the button, a new node is added to this group. Let me show you how to create the group dynamically using a button click. To demonstrate, I comment out this group node and add another button with the content add group. I also add the click event callback method name to add group. I define this add group method here. I define an object called group, set an ID for the group, and specify the nodes and connector IDs in the children property to group them. Also, add the style property and define the stroke color as orange and stroke width to 3. Then, I call that add method using the diagram instance and pass this group object. When I click this button, all the 3 nodes and its connector are grouped, and the group style is customized. Let me show you how to dynamically ungroup the nodes and their connector using a button click. First, I uncomment this group node. Then add another button with the content ungroup. I also add the click event callback method name to ungroup. I define this ungroup method here and call the ungroup method using the diagram instance. Also, to include the new node in the existing group, I include its ID, node 3, in the children array. I select the group first and click this ungroup button. All the nodes and its connector are ungrouped now. Before moving to the next topic, I add the connectors between these 3 nodes with the appropriate source and target node ID. Then open the app component TS file, group them by adding their IDs to the children property. To customize the group, I add another button with content update group. I change this click event callback method to update group. I define this update group method here. In this method, I update the position of the group node by providing its index to the node's collection and setting the offset X property to 500 pixels and offset Y property to 400. Checking now, when I click the Update Group button, the position of the group has changed. In the same way, you can update any property of the group node dynamically. You can add annotations to the group by double-clicking it. Let's see how to add an annotation to the group node programmatically. Just copy and paste this annotation and change its content to group node. Looking here, the annotation has been added to the group. You can also apply styles to the group. To demonstrate, I declare the group style variable and set the fill property with an appropriate color. Then, I assign this variable to the style property of the group node. You can see the group is filled with the defined background color. You can drag the group nodes and connectors and drop them anywhere in the diagram canvas. You can also resize and rotate the group. When I click any node in the group, the entire group is selected instead of just that node. To select that node, I have to click one more time after the group is selected, as selection happens from the group's parent to its children. Finally, I will show you how to create a nested group. Let me create another node with an annotation, node 4. And also add a node for nested group with proper ID. I am going to form a new group by adding this newly created node to the existing group. So, I define the variable nested child of type string array. I then define the ID of the existing group, group 1, and the new node ID, node 4. Then, I assign this variable to the children property of the nested group node. Looking here, the new node is nested, or grouped, in the existing node. In this video, you have seen how to create a group and add child nodes and connectors to it. You have also seen how to update and add annotations to the group and how to create a nested group. You can download a working example of this from the GitHub link in the description for this video. I've also included a link where you can see if you're eligible for our community license, which will provide you with a free license key to use our products. Thank you for watching. If you found this video useful, give it a like and subscribe to our channel.